Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. I am David, and as always, I'm coming to you from the inner and outer reaches of the universe, bringing you a transmission to support your day and beyond, and to take you to the remembrance of who you truly are. It's great to be here. Great to see and feel each one of you wherever you are as I connect with each being throughout the universe. And that includes my friends that we know, Simeon and the masters and the angels and those entities that speak to you and help you navigate this physical plane, as well as those that have passed and even those that have not yet arrived here. They all are always with us, all the time, communicating, very mischievously communicating, but yet their communication is always perfect. And they sit where they sit, but I can imagine them having the plan in their hand like a document or a book. And today's page brings forth something new that is escorting the world to perfection. And yet, everyone is waiting because we're not quite there yet. And just like a generation before and a generation before that, each new generation is a page in the plan that is turned open to take us closer to the perfection that already exists. And when I was speaking to my mother, and she was saying how her father, who lived in the same house for 50 years, worked at the same job for 50 years, and she came along and wanted to change jobs. And he said, no, you can't do that. There's the picture of the next generation. And each generation says to the other new generation, no, you can't do that. And many times they take it personally, like it's a disrespecting. But the new generation has no intent of disrespecting, but they can't function in something that they've already surpassed. I see kids every day at the tennis court where I work, and it's a new generation. And what they know and what they can do far surpasses what we know and what we can do. and I hear from the parents something negative about the child or about how they're learning or what they're getting, and it's the same picture of my grandfather with my mother. No, no, no. That's the wrong way. And even as we have awakened, let's say, use that word, and been stripped of some beliefs, we still can look at a child and say, no, 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 that's the wrong way. Because what's been embedded in us is our way. Even though it has a little bit of new freedom, but it isn't completely able to liberate and even recognize that they know way more than I do. It's the structure that the system has been built on. You went to school, you studied, you went to college, you know more than the person who didn't. And that's being destroyed by the new generation. So all of it is in play. It's all happening. It's all being moved forward. And at some point not long ago, the negative entities were moved from the planet. And yet there's a period where their essence or what they gave to everyone is still here. So we're not quite there yet. And those things move and slowly move. And then the next generation comes and blows them out of the water. Mainly because they can't respond. Because something else is in them that is producing something completely new, not trained, not practiced, not a method. It's a being. It's a spark of life that was imbued with a new direction. It can't be stopped. It can't be corralled. It can't be broken. And if you try, it'll run you over with a smile on its face. So more is coming, more newness. But even as I speak these words, they become ancient the moment they leave my mouth. The feeling and the transmission is alive, but the words are surpassed in an instant. So even the newness of spirituality gone from this generation. Even the newness of love gone. Not destroyed, but just surpassed to where there's only being, only life, only light. And each of us have a gift and have an ability to transmit that within ourselves out to the outer reaches of the universe. And those things are opening more and more for us now. It's like the shackles have been taken off because of the newness. It's like being in the house, stuck in the house for weeks when there's a storm, and then finally coming out and the sun's out, and you feel this unbridled, infinite possibilities of life in the glow of a sunrise, in the fresh air, in the breeze. And that's what's happening to each of us. It's becoming natural to feel your own abilities, things that you felt you needed to hide, things that you couldn't even see about yourself because it wasn't the time. And so each person can deliver what they came to deliver freely from within themselves. And so when I say it's not quite yet time yet, it's because all this is being built. And that includes the industry of magic and miracles being readied and built and delivered into a space that this generation is ready to receive. The children already know magic and miracles. They've never known anything different. We, on the other hand, have had to let go of things that kept us from seeing magic and miracles and experiencing it as our life, not as a one-off. And so there was always competition with magic and miracles, because you could say, well, what about if I go to school and get a degree? And somebody could say, what about magic and miracles? And you might say, well, that's not going to work. You can't get a job. But then you find out you can, and more. But these kids won't have to overcome that, even though the parents have it in them to make it a priority. And they'll be like that unbroken stallion. Sorry, can't do it. Don't know why. Can't, won't. And finally, the parents will recognize that they're their parents, that their parents told them what they couldn't do, and now they're doing the same. So we're not quite there yet. But what a feeling to know where we're headed, to get a peek of the plan, to feel the mischief of those who are with you orchestrating it, those that feel, we got this, relax, have a beer, tell a joke. We can do this with our hands tied behind our back. But we kind of have to bring it in at the right time. So just enjoy what's coming. And even for the female whose struggles mostly come from the fact that they came to deliver something to the world, something magnificent, and you can see it, and you can feel it, and you can know it, but the world is not yet quite ready. So you struggle because you are that bronco, that horse, that stallion, and they're not ready. And it sends you in a tizzy. But no worries. It's all coming. I saw a little 3-year-old girl yesterday, 2 days ago, just walking past. And she looked up at me. I looked up and said hello. And she looked up and smiled and then ran next to her mother, and with that shy thing that we all do. And then they were walking ahead of me, and she kept looking back and half smiling, half wondering. And then I'd look at her, smile. She'd look back, walk a few steps, turn and look back. She knew me. She felt me. I knew her. And as she got to the door, her mom went in and she stopped. And she turned around and looked again. And I waved. And then she waved. And then she did this. She blew me a kiss. And I blew her a kiss back. So it's coming. She may be the one that the world is ready for, that will shift all the struggles that the female encounters. So life is beautiful, and there's perfection everywhere, all the time. Deeper and deeper. One of the most beautiful moments in life is when you see the light in another person's eyes as they are telling you about something they saw. It could be something in the past, the present, or something they see coming in the future. There is a light in their eyes and a glow all around them as they try and put into words what they have seen without words. They transmit pure joy that can be felt in every cell of your being. And in that moment, you are taken where they are and allowed to see what they see through your own eyes. It is not exactly what they see, but the feeling is almost identical. It's like the people who have had near-death experiences. The details are always different, but the feelings seem to be the same. We continue to be taken deeper and deeper into the true awareness of who we are, how we function, what we are capable of, the mysteries of the universe and technology, and a revealing of what truly resides within each one of us. This is being revealed to regular people, those who are not the so-called experts that have spent their entire life searching for these answers. You are starting to receive information within your being that you don't even know you have. And it is only if someone were to ask you a question about something so out of this world or so technically advanced that you would shockingly find yourself having the answers as the information would come pouring out of you. This is how it was always planned, that the information would come to those who do not care about getting the said information, those that are lowly in the world's eyes, those that are uneducated in the world system. It is they who will receive the light. As it was written, God chose those whom the world considers foolish to shame those who think they are wise. And God chose the puny and the powerless to shame the high and mighty. He chose the lowly, the laughable in the world's eyes, the nobodies, so that he would shame the somebodies. And now the light and information is pouring in at a rate that has never been seen before. And the magnitude of the orchestration within the plan is now being felt and seen by all those who were told that they would not be able to see it. This is an energy that is here now. It is permeating all life, gracefully flowing in and out of every piece of life, a dance and a song to make you smile and to fill your heart with a joy that can't be explained. Every piece of life has a field that encircles itself. This field is the shape of you. It is pliable, malleable, and fluid like water. It can take on a concave or convex shape whenever it needs to. As it encounters the field of another piece of life, it merges with that field in a dance as the two unique shapes meld together during the time that they interact, to bring about harmony and balance between the two. If one is the shape of a triangle and another a circle, the two fields must shapeshift and mold to one another, and sound is the mechanism of propulsion to move the fields into a perfect union. It's like those demonstrations of cymatics, where sand is placed on a metal disc and formed into a unique shape as sound is played within the space. You and I are running on a unique individual frequency that is a part of the one frequency, the one vibration. And that unique frequency produces a unique sound, which is the music of you and the shape of you. No two songs are the same, and no two shapes are the same. Our fields are pulsating or beating like a heartbeat, expanding and contracting with every interaction, with every field. Every moment when we are alone, our field expands back to its full shape, and we feel our individual song and shape more clearly. We are completely ourselves, and our field returns to its singular frequency, having no influence from anything external to it, and we are at home. The notes that are played are simple, and the music is glorious, for it is you. Unencumbered by any conflicting music, and everyone that sees you hears your music, knows your essence, feels your presence, and sees and knows the shape of you. You are a giant receiver, constantly receiving downloads from the central processor. We are like electrons floating around the nucleus in the space of no time and space. The mystery, the living mystery herself, is coming forward to show all, each one, how unimaginably powerful they are, and to show us how it all works. It's like we've passed over to the other side, like those that have left, yet we still operate inside a human body, spinning and spiraling our being. Our spirit receives these downloads and then downloads them into the physical in the form of a thought or words that produce a reality. We are returning to the starting point. It is another master reset, a reset that is returning us to our original connection and awareness of who we are and the power we wield. This awareness is beyond all concepts of physical or spiritual, for we have transcended and surpassed even those. We are simply pure energy. The sun or a star, unimaginable power moving through the field of all life like energy and current runs through a computer circuit. There are capacitors that can store the energy, transformers to step the energy up or down, and transistors that amplify that energy by either being opened or closed, all ran by a CPU, central processing unit, that can direct and regulate infinite power and energy to and through each individual component depending on the intent of the design. This is simply the flow. Beyond all labels, a movement of energy that is the foundation of being a human and the origin of what you know as your spirit. A simple circuit between you and your creator that never sleeps, never dies, and never ends. Now, as we go deeper and deeper, you will be able to jettison every label that burdens you and feel the simplicity of yourself as part of the flow. The reset button has been pushed, and now we reboot into our original awareness where there's only union, light, and flow. So I sing this song. We are light, we are light. We are light, we are light. We are not the things our family did. We are not the voices in our head. We are not the pieces of the brokenness inside. We are light. 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 We're not the mistakes that we have made or any of the things that caused us pain. We are not the pieces of the dream we left behind. We are light. 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 We are not the color of our eyes. We are not the skin on the outside. We are not our age. We are not our race. Our being inside is all light. We are light. We are light. We are definity defined. We are the God on the inside. We are a star, a piece of it all. We I just have to share this one other thing, because everyone is going to move into what they're able to do so freely. But I realize there was no coincidence that I worked with computers. I repaired them to that level of the CPU, and I saw that that's what I do. I go into your field and I replace the transistors and the capacitors to bring balance and harmony back into your world. It's a form of healing, but it's a communication. And I can see myself diving into every field and replacing parts and restoring and resetting and rebooting a life. You'll find out what you do. And there'll be more than just that one thing. So thank you for joining me today. Please tune in tomorrow at noon, where my brother from another mother, from another continent, Adrian of Scotland, is coming to broadcast tomorrow. So until then, cheers to us all, as I wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. I am David.